Game 3 of the 1967 World Series on inside pitch. Cardinals swept the first two in Detroit to put Detroit really in a bad situation, must-win situation going forward. And this one scene is shifted now after an off day. The scene is shifted to St. Louis, to Busch Stadium. Tigers trying to regroup. Cardinals trying to keep the momentum. Hello, Philip Reynolds. Good to see you. Cardinals trying to keep that momentum. Tigers trying to get something established and try to break the disappointment of the first two losses. So we'll see the pitching changes for the Tigers that we're going to have is Mickey Lolich will now be the starter in Game 3, not Denny McLain. And let me see. See if I've got might have had a little thing there on the lens. So it's going to be Mickey Lolich instead of Denny McLain. He has a much better ERA. So Mickey Lolich will be on the mound for the Tigers against Nelson Briles of the Cardinals. Game 4 will be a rematch of Game 1. It'll be Wilson against Bob Gibson. So we shall see. Once we get to Game 5, another Cardinal starter will be Steve Carlton. Probably Joe Sparma for the Tigers. And most likely, if it goes to a Game 5, that's what we'll go with. Tabby is actually in the other room. She's a little bit upset with me right now because I gave her some furball medicine and some Burt's Bees for her itchy skin, and she didn't like the prodding, and so she's kind of let me know about it. So I'm kind of paying the price right now. She may be scratching to come in the door later. Also, this game is going to be more analog, no lineup sheets whatsoever. I'm just going to have the cards, the dice, and a score sheet and keep it simple as possible. The old KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. All right. So Nelson Briles will be finishing up the warm-up tosses, and he'll be facing Mickey Lolich. But if you saw the first two games, you know who's in the bullpen. You know who's on the bench. So really, it's not that big of a deal. First time I have a pitching change or a pinch hitting thing, I'll run through all the players real quick just to refresh everybody's memories. But I just didn't feel like printing off anything for this, so we will go with it. Game number 3. Cardinals lead it 2-0. Let's see. I think we're all set. Looks like everything is showing up as well as I can get it. Don't know if I can get maybe a little closer. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Do the old Seals and Croft and get closer. How about that? That way we can show the cards a little bit better. You can see them a little bit better. I don't know. We'll try it this way. So, yep, looks like everything shows up there. So we'll try it that way. Maybe get a little closer, maybe closer view so you can see what's going on, maybe a touch better. So we'll see. All right, so Nelson Briles will be facing Dick McAuliffe of the Detroit Tigers. He will be up to the plate. Briles, 6'5", that's a strikeout chance. 20 is too high. We go to McAuliffe's card. 2-1 is a fly to right field, and there's one away. And since I brought up right field, one major change for the Cardinals with the lefty on the mound. They have put Roger Maris on the bench, and Alex Johnson's in right field. And I bumped Julian Javier up to number 2 position, dropped Johnson to number 7. So it's not really as played because in the 67 as played series, Boston didn't have any left-handed starters. So I can't duplicate something that's not duplicatable because Mickey Lolich is a lefty. So I just had to make the best lineup I could find. All right, here's Jim Northrup. 3-2, that's a strikeout chance. 15 too much would go to Northrup's card. 5-5, ground ball right back to Briles, and it's 2 up and 2 down for Al Kaline. 5-4, and that's a blank. We go to Kaline. 2-4. 2-4 is a ground ball to first base, and Mr. Cepeda will take it to the bag himself. 1-2-3 inning for Nelson Briles. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Tigers nothing, Cardinals coming to bat. And Mickey Lolich Be facing Lou Brock. Good idea to keep Lou Brock off the base paths. 6-5, possible error on a throw. Go to Brock. 2-6, that's a fly to right, no throw needed as K-Line makes the play. One down now, Julian Javier. Hello, Chuck, how you doing? Julian Javier, the batter. Lolich, 6-6, that's a blank to a right-hander. Would have been a home run to a lefty, but blank to a righty. Now Javier, 4-5, and that is another fly ball to right field. So 2 flyouts to K-Line to start the game for the Cardinals. Brings up Curt Flood. Lolich to Flood, 3-4, strikeout plus to a lefty, but Flood's a righty, so it's a blank. Go to Flood. 3-5, and it's a ground ball to Don Word at third. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mickey Lolich. So both starters, 1-2-3 innings. Have an easy time of it. And we go to the second. No score. From Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Briles back out. We'll be facing Willie Horton to lead things off for the Tigers. It'll be Horton, Cash, and Freehand. 2 up. Get a 5-4, and that's a blank. We go to Horton. 2-3, and that's a double to center field against a right-hander. That's a split chance, but it's a double to center. Willie Horton, a leadoff double. And maybe the Tigers looking to take an early lead. Horton can't go anywhere, but we are checking for balks or pickoffs. And there is nothing like that, so here's Norm Cash. 1-1 blank, we go to Norm Cash. 6-3, it's a ground ball to short. Now, the only way Horton can make it from second to third on a ground ball to short is if we roll 1d6 and his BR is higher than the die itself. So it has to be, actually, I'll take it back. The die has to be higher than his BR. So a 1 or a 2, he's going to make it to third. 3 or higher, he has to hold. It's a 2, so it's the same. So it's not higher, so that means he does get to advance, which is big because now he's at third base with only 1 out. And now the infield might be coming in for the Cardinals. They might want to play it close to the vest here. So Briles, strategy roll, nothing happening. The infield is in for Bill Freehand. 4-6 strikeout. That's a 19. That's going to be too high. So we go to Freehand. 6-5, liner right to second base. That is out number 2. And on a line drive to second base with the runner on third, there is no provision for a double play. There would have been a good provision had Horton still been at second base, but by getting to third, he eliminated that line out double play. So now with 2 outs, Don Wirt will be your batter. Briles to Wirt. 2-3, and that is a wild pitch chance. That's a 2. So that will be a wild pitch, and that will score the run. How about that? Nelson Briles, wild pitches in a run. It's a 2-3, which is a wild pitch. He's a 1-9. That's a 2. So the Cardinals give up a cheap run on a wild pitch. And here is the bat now to Wirt. 5-6 is a range play. 4-1, lines it to first. Checking the range of Cepeda, he's a 3. 1-3, he snags this. 4 or higher gets by him. And it's going to get by him. So a failed range play on an L turns into an L3. So I'm sorry, it turns to an S3 rather. So, or it turns to a number 3 rather. Let me look at this again and make sure. Failed range. Yep, we're going to roll 1d6. It's a 6, so it actually gets by him for a double down the right field line. Had it been a 1-4, it would have only been a single. But since we got that 5 or 6, it turns it into a double. And here's Trzeski, and they're going to give Trzeski the free pass with first base open and pitch to Mickey Lolich instead to try to minimize the damage. Hello, Ben. How you doing? Yeah, it took me a second, Ben. I was just having a brain fart there. All right, so Briles to Lolich. 2-6 possible error on a throw. 1-1 is a fly to center, no throw needed, and that's going to end the inning. So all in all, the Cardinals get by pretty good, only allowing the 1 run, but considering there were 2 doubles in the inning. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the first. Detroit 1, Cardinals nothing. Detroit actually has a lead, as someone just mentioned, and yes, they do. Don't know how temporary it'll be, but they have the lead. And here's Orlando Cepeda to lead things off against Lolich. 3-4, it's a blank. Goes Cepeda. 6-1, fly to center. Lolich has the fly ball working this game. 3 of his 4 outs are fly outs, which is unusual because according to his start line, he's more of a ground ball pitcher. So that's the way it works so far. 4-3 is a range play. We're going to Mike Shannon for the range. 6-4 is a fly to left. We're checking the range of Horton. He is a 3. 1-3, and Horton makes the play. He does. So Willie Horton tracks it down. Yet another fly out. That's out number 2. And here's Tim McCarver. McCarver was ejected in Game 2 for arguing balls and strikes. He's going to try to avoid doing that tonight. 5-6 is a strikeout chance. 17 is way too high for that. Go to McCarver. 1-4, it's a star 4, which is a ground ball to short to end the inning. And so far in the first 2 innings, Mayo Smith is looking like a genius starting Mickey Lolich instead of Denny McLain, but there's still 7 innings to go. So that may be a short-lived genius. We'll have to wait and see. Dick McAuliffe stepping to the plate, flew out to right his first chance. 3-4, and that is going to be a hit by pitch chance. He's an 8, plus 4 is a 12, so he will get plunked. Hit by the pitch. Dick McAuliffe hit by the pitch. His attempt is a 0. He's got a 1 and a -1, so he cannot attempt anything. Roll for pickoff possibilities, and it's not there. Now, here is Jim Northrup. 2-4, that is a blank to a lefty, so we go to Jim Northrup. 1-1, star 2, ground ball to third, possible double play. He's a 2. -1, there's a 1, halfway brings it back to a 2. The pivot at second, Javier, is a -1, so it has to be a 1 for a double play. It's a 6, actually going to be runner advance. So the only play that could be made by Shannon is to throw to first. McAuliffe will take second. So McAuliffe's in scoring position with 1 out. And here comes K-Line. Tigers looking to add to this lead. 5-4 is a blank. We go to K-Line. 5-2 is a fly to left. That's 2 down. McAuliffe is a 4. To get from second to third on a fly to left, you lose 3. Makes him a 1. Brock's a 0. So on a 1, he can go to third base. He does not. He's got to hold. So he holds, and it's up to Willie Horton, who doubled his last time up. Hello, Doug. How are you doing? Willie Horton doubled his last chance. See what he can do here. In a clutch situation. Oops, Suidice. Let's see what we can do in a clutch situation. 1-5, and that's an automatic out on a star line, and the automatic out will be a fly to center. So that's going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Tigers. Wild pitching. Nelson Briles wild pitched in a run in the top of the second before the double came along. So there has not been an RBI in this game. I mean, he would have scored on the double, but the wild pitch came first. So, all right, here's Alex Johnson. He's in there in place of Roger Maris, lefty on righty, and he does hit, better against lefties. So than Roger Maris did. Lolich, 1-4, strikeout 5. It's going to get him. So that time he didn't have a chance. He struck him out. Here's Dow Maxville. 5-5, strikeout 4. Got him again. 2 down for Nelson Briles. 3-3. He's not tired. No single there. Go to Briles, a 150 hitter. And he gets the first base hit of the game for the Cardinals. Wouldn't you figure? The pitcher, Nelson Briles, gets the first base hit of the game. 1-4-1 is an S9. So he singles to right, 2-out single. And Lolich will be facing Brock, who flew out to right his first chance. That's a 2-6 possible error on a ground ball. Go to Brock. 6-1, single to short, so it's not going to be an error chance. It's a speed check, and Brock's a 4. 1-4, and Brock will beat it out for an infield hit. 5 or 6, he is out. He's out of there. Nice play. Nice play by Trzaskowski to throw him out to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. At the end of 3, we got a 1-0 ball game. Tigers trying to get back in this series. Must-win game. Down 2-0. But they're hoping that the cooking in St. Louis is better than the cooking was in Detroit. And Nelson Briles back out. Briles had a great, pretty good year, 14-5 with a 2.43 ERA and 6 saves, but he did start Game 3 in real world. So that's why I have him out there. Briles to Cash, 5-3, strikeout, 4, got him. Cash is out of there. Here's Bill Freehand. Line to second his first time up. 1-2, strikeout 13, too high. Go to Freehand. 3-2, and that's a star 4, which is a fly to left. 2 up and 2 down for Don Wirt. Doubled his first time up. 1-1's a blank. We go to Wirt. 4-5, and it's another fly to center. 1-2-3 inning for Nelson Briles. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 1-0. Tiger fans say it's too close for comfort, though. One long ball, and you lose your lead. So here's Julian Javier. This is the first non-as-played lineup I have for the Cardinals in the series because they did not face a lefty from Boston in the real series. But I looked at some of their games near the end of the season when they played lefty starters, and they did sit Roger Maris in favor of Alex Johnson. But Alex Johnson is not really a number 3 hitter, so I moved Flood from 2 to 3, moved Javier from 7 to 2, and put Johnson down here in the 7th position. Just thought that would be the best lineup for them. All right, here's Javier. 1-4, and that's a strikeout chance, 14, too high. Javier, 2-5. Star 1 is a ground ball to second base. Easy play for McAuliffe, 1 down. And here's Curt Flood. 3-5, and that is a walk chance. 8 will walk him. So Curt Flood draws the base on balls. He does not have any attempt to steal. Lolich does have some pickoff chances, but not going to happen. Here's Cepeda. He's got the power to give the Cardinals the lead. 5-4. It's a possible error. That's a 4-4, which is against the lefty. It's a single to third base, but again, it's not an error check. When you get a single error check, it's actually a speed check. So that's a 3. So a 1-3, and he will beat this out. He does. It's an infield single for Orlando Cepeda. That's going to put runners at first and second with only 1 out. And Mike Shannon, the batter. Lolich looking for the double play. 2-4, that's a ballpark card. First time going to Busch Stadium in the game. Busch Stadium, more of a pitcher's park. 2-5, but it's a power result to left field. That's a 5. It'll be a double from Mike Shannon, a double to left field for Mike Shannon. We know that Horton has a 0 arm. Double to left to score from first base. You lose 1. So Cepeda runs at a 3. He's going to drop to a 2. We know Flood scores from second, obviously, automatically. But it's a 1-2 for Cepeda to score. He does not, and he might even be out. Since Horton is a 0, 1-3, we go to the second chart. 4, 5, or 6, he just holds. He just holds. So Cepeda will hold at third base. So the score is now tied at a run apiece. Runners at second and third, and only one out. The infield is going to have to come in. And McCarver at the plate with the infield in. Lolich, 4-3. Range play. Wouldn't you know it? If they hit it to the infield, they're going to lose 2 on their range. 2-1, single to right field, but it's a range play. So the right fielder is K-line. He's a 5. Now remember, that doesn't affect him. The infield being in doesn't affect him at all. So 1-5, and he will make this catch. Take the hit away, which he did. But is this a sacrifice fly or not? His sacrifice fly rating is a 2. And it is a 2, so it will be a sacrifice fly. But he did, at least he probably saved 2 runs, or at least saved 1 extra run by not doing that. So he will score on the sacrifice fly, and the Cardinals lead it now by the score of 2-1. And here is Alex Johnson. Lolich to Johnson. 5-4. That's a possible error. That's a 1-4. Ground ball to short, but that's a 20. So that's going to be play is going to be made by Trzaskowski to end the inning. But 2 runs come in for the Cardinals. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 4, it is now St. Louis 2 and Detroit 1. So now the Cardinals have reclaimed the lead, or never had it before, but now they take the lead and put some pressure on those Tigers. Mickey Lolich is going to bat second this inning. Kind of early to pinch hit for him, though, in the 5th inning. Still not pitching that badly. Briles, 6-5. Strikeout of Trzaskowski's a 15, but that's high. Go to Trzaskowski. 5-4. That's a double to left field for Dick Trzaskowski. How about that? Leadoff double. And the Tigers are going to be aggressive, and they are going to pull Mickey Lolich for a pinch hitter. They want offense. They are going for all the offense they can find. Mickey Lolich was a stopgap anyway. 4 innings pitched for Lolich. He gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. They were both earned. Let's see. He walked 1, and he struck out 2. So we're going to the bench for the Tigers as they want to try to put some runs on the board. So they're going to one of their lefties off the bench, Lenny Green, one of their better pinch hitters. They're going for the gusto early. Lenny Green's going to pinch hit. And remember, the bullpen's completely rested now because they had an off day for travel. So we can use anybody out of the bullpen. Dave Wickersham. He's got the most length, so he's going to be coming into the ball game for the Tigers in the bottom of the inning. Right now, they need offense. So Lenny Green is up there. Briles facing Lenny Green. 3-5, and that is a blank to a lefty. So we're going to go to Lenny Green's card. 2-6, ground ball to star 2 is a ground ball to third. So Lenny Green is out. It has to be a 6 for the runner to get to third base. And he can't, so he stays at second base. So Lenny Green fails in the pinch. Top of the order now for Dick McCullough. Runner still at second. 1 out. 1-2 is a blank to a lefty, so we go to McCullough. 4-6, ground ball to short. 2 down. Trzaskowski is a 3, a 1-3. He makes it to third base. He does not. He's got to hold at second, so they cannot move up Trzaskowski. And now it's up to Northrup in a clutch situation. Try to bring, that's a 20, so when there's a 20, it's a 1-3 is a balk, 4-7 is a pickoff, or 8's a pickoff error. 15, nothing happening. So Northrup will get to face Briles. 3-6 is a walk chance, and he draws the base on balls. Puts runners at first and second, passes the baton to Al Kaline. If you're the Tigers, that's the guy you want up there. Wouldn't rather have anybody else up there but Al Kaline. He's the man. He's 0 for 2, so you know he's due. 6-5, strikeout 20, too much. We go to K-line. 4-6, it's a fly to center, so he cannot come through. And the leadoff double goes to waste. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 2-1 Cardinals. And Dave Wickersham will be your new pitcher for the Tigers. And he will be facing the bottom of the order, Maxfield, Briles, and Brock for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 5th of a 2-1 game. But Mayo Smith, in desperate times, down by 2, wanted to be aggressive and go for those pinch hitters, and it just didn't work out. Wickersham, 3-6, strikeout chance, and 13 is too high. We go to Maxfield. 6-5, star 1's a ground ball to first. And there's one away as Cash puts it away. Here's the pitcher, Briles. Hello, Thomas. How are you? Wickersham, 4-6 is a blank. We go to Nelson Briles. 2-3. It's a single to third base. How about that? Nelson Briles is 2 for 2. Go figure. He's 2 for 2. Nothing on the strategy. Here is Lou Brock. 2-5, and that's a straight-up home run chance to a lefty. Brock's an 18, but that's a 19. I didn't realize Brock had 21 home runs that year. You think of him more as a base stealer, not a home run player. That's an 18, but that's a 19. So Detroit caught a break there. And Brock will swing it. 4-2 is going to pop it up to second base. Boy, that could have been a 2-run homer. But the D20 in that instance cooperated with the Tigers and kept them in the game. Here's Javier. Hello, Marlon. How you doing? Wickersham, 4-2 against Javier. The righty is a strikeout chance. 15, though, is too high. Go to Javier. 1-6, he's going to pop it to second. So the second consecutive pop out to second base gets him out of the inning with no damage done. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We've played 5 from Busch Stadium, and it's St. Louis 2 and Detroit 1. Lolich went the first 4, took out for a pinch hitter. Wickersham just pitched the 5th. He's coming back for the 6th. Nelson Briles has fatigue of 30, so he's definitely okay. He's only faced 21, so he's still good to go. There's Willie Horton. 4-4 is a walk chance. 6 will walk him, so Willie Horton draws the leadoff walk. He has no attempt, but of course Briles has chances for pickoffs. But nothing happening. Here's Norm Cash. 6-6, blank to a lefty. Go to Cash. 5-5, it's a fly to right field, 1 away. So Cash is out of there, and here's Freehand. Nothing on the havoc. Briles, 4-6, strikeout, 17, too much. We go to Freehand. 1-5, that's a double to center field for Freehand. He doubles to center. Center fielder arm is Flood. He's a 0. Double to center. Score from first, you actually add 1. So Horton would then be a 3. So 1-3, and Horton will tie the game. He does not. He has to hold at third. So runners are at second and third on the double by Freehand. Second and third on the double by Freehand. And now the Cardinals will play the infield in. Try to not give up the cheap run. Infield is in for Don Wirt. 5-4, and that is a blank. We go to Wirt's card. 3-1, star 6 is a fly to right. Could be a sacrifice fly. His sacrifice fly rating is a 1. That's not going to get it. So now we check the runner. Horton, he's a 2. Johnson's a 0. A 1-2, and the sacrifice fly is still good. And it is. So sacrifice fly by Don Wirt has tied the game at 2 apiece. 2 apiece, and here's Trzaskowski. With a runner at second, Wickersham on deck, Cardinals could walk Trzaskowski intentionally. He did double his last time up and forced the Tigers' hands. And I think that's what they're going to do. So Trzaskowski gets the free pass, and Wickersham looks to be like he's going to be done. Wickersham's going to go 1 inning, and he's going to give up a single and nothing else. And they will call on a pinch hitter again. This time it will be, boy, who do they want to go to here? They use Lenny Green. They're going to Eddie Matthews off the bench. Eddie Matthews will be coming on to pinch hit. Cardinals kind of forcing the move after the intentional walk. So we'll see what happens here. Matthews is still in his Houston Astro garb. Probably faced Briles during the regular season, so he's more comfortable with him. Briles to Eddie Matthews. 4-2, and that's a ballpark card going to Busch Stadium for Eddie Matthews. 5-2, it's a ground. Boy, 5-1 would have been a home run. 5-2, he grounds it to first, and that's going to end the inning as Cepeda takes care of it. But Tigers do tie the game. They do it on 1 hit. There were 2 walks, 1 intentionally, and left 2 on base. Bottom of the 6th we go. Tigers will need a new pitcher. So we'll see who they want to go to. It's the top of the order for the, well, not the top of the order. It's 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Cardinals, all right-handers. So you would think the Tigers would go to a right-hander. But we'll see which right-hander it's going to be. Who might they want to go to? They're going to go to Pat Dobson. So Pat Dobson will be coming on to pitch the 6th inning, facing Flood, Cepeda, and Shannon. So Dobson in there to pitch, see what he can do. 3-3 is possible error on a throw. Go to Flood. 3-1 is a power result to right. That's a 19. Only goes to 17. So it's a fly to right field and deep. But K-Line tracks it down for out number 1. Here is Cepeda. 4-5. That's a range play at the park. Going to Busch Stadium for a range play. 2-4. That's a ground ball to third. So we got a range check on Wirt, and he's a 4. So Wirt needs a 1-4 to haul this in and throw it to first. And he gets that. So Don Wirt makes a nice play. 2 down. Dobson has benefited from 2 nice defensive plays. And now it will be Mike Shannon. 4-5, and that's another range play at the park again. We just had that. Got it again. 5-3, and that's a single to right field, but it's a range play, and wouldn't you know it, Mr. Tiger, Al Kaline, is a 5. And he makes the play. So nice defensive plays all around by the Tigers. Dobson benefits from the good fielding. At the end of 6, we're tied at 3 apiece. As we go to the top of the 7th. Now, Nelson Briles can face 30 batters. He has faced 27. So the Cardinal bullpen is loosening. Briles also will bat 4th next inning, so they kind of like to get him through the inning, but you never know. So we'll figure out what they want to do on the Cardinal side. Coming up for the Tigers, they do have a mixture of righties and lefties, so I don't really think it matters one way or the other. So they're going to go to, in their bullpen, they're going to Ron Willis. Well, they're going to loosen Ron Willis. He's not coming in yet. He's warming up, Ron Willis. Ron, what you talking about? Willis is warming up in the bullpen. So Nelson Briles be facing McCullough. 5-4 is a blank. We go to McCullough. 5-2. And that's a power result to center field. It goes to 17. That's a 13. That's a triple for Dick McCullough. A leadoff triple for McCullough. And now the infield is going to have to come in with Northrup at the plate. Infield has to come in. Briles, 5-6. Range play with the infield in. That could be trouble. They're going to lose 2 on the range if it's a ground ball. Northrup, 4-6. It's a fly to right, so it's a range play of Johnson, who's a 2. In there for Maris, who is a range of 4, but Johnson is a 2. And he can't get it. Neither one of them would have got it, actually. Single or double. It's a single. So base hit for Northrup, and the Cardinals now trail 3-2, and that might be it for Nelson Briles. I think they're going to remove Nelson Briles from the ball game. He has faced 29 batters. One more batter to be tired, but he's starting to lose his effectiveness. So Nelson Briles will leave, and Ron, what you talking about, Willis, will be coming on to pitch. So Ron Willis is on. No double switch because he can only face 5 batters anyway. They just want to get him through the inning. That's their only concern. Northrup is at first. His attempt is 2. 1 plus the 1 from Willis. Attempt is a 2, but nothing happening. So here's K-line. K-line up with Willis trying to get the double play. 5-3. It's a wild pitch chance. 9. It will be a wild pitch. So there goes the double play. Willis comes in and throws a wild pitch immediately. Now he faces K-line with no double play chance. 4-6 possible error. Cardinals starting to fall apart a bit. K-line, 4-5. That's a single to right field. There won't be an error because that's a 19, but it's a single to right field. Johnson's arm is a 0. Northrup is a 4. Single to right field. You add 1, makes him a 5. So 1-5, and he scores. And he does. So the wild pitch helps produce another run, and the Tigers now lead it 4-2. That run is charged to Briles. You can close the book on Briles now, as he is charged with 4 runs. And he went 6+ innings, giving up 2, 3, 4, 6 hits. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs. He walked 1, 2, 3. He walked 3, but 2 of them were actually he walked 4, and 2 of them were intentional. And he also hit a batter. And strikes out, not that many. The only guy he struck out was Norm Cash. He had 1 strikeout, and that was it. And he's on the hook for the loss. Pat Dobson would be the pitcher record for the win if the score stays what it is. But K-line single gives them a 4-2 lead. K-line with an attempt of 2, so we can't totally leave him off there yet. Nope. Now he can be removed, and here's Horton. Willis, 1-5 blank. We go to Horton. 1-3, single to short. How about that? K-line runs at a 4 to get. You need a 5 to get from first to third, so he will stop at second base. And Willis is not the answer right now, that's for sure. 2 batters faced, 2 hits. He was a good pitcher, 6-5, 2.67 ERA and 10 saves, but he's having issues. Might just be the Tigers' night. All right, here's the Cash. He's 0 for 3. Willis, 2-5. That's a blank. We go to Cash. 4-2, and that's a ground ball to short. Possible double play. He's a 1. Adds 1 here. It's a 2. Halfway is a 3. The pivot at second, though, in Javier is a -1. So it's a 1-2 for a double play. And it's a 6. Actually, runners are going to advance. The only play that the shortstop, Maxwell, had was to go to first. So that's out number 1. Both runners advance. Now the infield has to come in. Bill Freehand, the batter. Infield is in for Bill Freehand. Could walk him and set up a double play, but then another walk would force in a run. So I think they're just going to go ahead and play the infield in. Take their chances with Freehand. So Willis to Freehand. 5-2, ballpark card going to Busch Stadium for the ballpark card. 5-2 again, ground ball to first, and with the infield in, that's going to freeze everybody. K-line becomes a 2. They could try to send him because he would score on a 1-2 or a 6. So they're actually going to send him. So 1-2 or a 6, and K-line will score. And they got aggressive, and he scores. How about that? They score him. They score him. Freehand reaches on the fielder's choice. The throw came home, but it was not in time. Everybody else advances. 3 runs are in. It's now 5-2. Cardinals falling apart. Here's Don Wirt. Infield now back for the double play. 1-5 is a blank. We go to Wirt. 4-1, and that is a line out to first base. Possible double play on a line out. With the runner at first and the ball hit to first, a 1-4 is a double play. And it is. So they double off Freehand as Cepeda catches it and steps on the bag. 3 unassisted double play. But 3 runs come in for the Tigers, and they now lead it 5-2. 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors, and with the double play, 1 left. And that's all for Willis. His day is done. He goes 1 inning, gives up 2 hits, and 1 of the runs is charged to him. No walks, no strikeouts. And he will most likely be pinch hit for if they get to that part of the order. So the Tigers now going to the 7th inning stretch with a 5-2 lead. And let's look and see the Cardinals might be going to their bullpen. Because Willis is done. He's reached fatigue. Even if you don't pitch it for him, you're going to reach fatigue. And they're going to go to Larry Jaster out of the bullpen. Larry Jaster will be the new pitcher for the Cardinals, rather. Larry Jaster will be the new pitcher in the top of the 8th. He's warming in the pen right now. It'll be McCarver, Johnson, and Maxville. Although Johnson is going to be removed for Roger Maris. Roger Maris will come in and take over in right field, pinch hitting for Johnson now that a right-hander is on the mound. So Maris will be the new right fielder. So it's going to be McCarver, Maris, and might get a pinch hitter from Maxville. We'll have to wait and see. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Dobson can face 7 batters. He only faced 3, so he's definitely good to go. Willis had a disappointing inning for the Cardinals, that's for sure. Dobson to McCarver. 4-2, and that's a strikeout chance. 4 got him. Actually, no, he did get him. I take it back. He's a 4, but the stadium takes 1 away, so he did not strike out. McCarver gets a reprieve. 2-1, and he takes advantage of it with a single to right field. So Busch Stadium saved McCarver a strikeout. Here's Roger Maris pinch hitting for Johnson, and he'll stay in the game to play right field the rest of the way. That's a 1. So let's see, can McCarver do anything? His attempt is a 2, actually a 3. Make him a 10, plus 1 is an 11, and then Freehand plus 1 is a 12, but you're down by 3 runs. So I don't think you're going to run yourself out of an inning. They will just hold him there. Dobson now, 5-2. Automatic out against the lefty. The automatic out will be a fly to center. 1 away. Maxville is up, but he will not bat. They need offense. So they will go to Bobby Tolan to pinch hit. And then I forgot how somebody told me how to pronounce his name, and now I forgot how it was pronounced. I'm just going to call him Brousseau. So Bresso or whatever. He will come in the game to play shortstop after Tolan pinch hits. But Tolan will now pinch hit. Bobby Tolan, the left-hander, pinch hitting against Pat Dobson. with 1 out and a runner at second base. Dobson, 4-2. Strikeout chance, 15 too much. We go to Tolan. 3-1. Power result to right field up to 16. That's a 12. That's a double for Bobby Tolan. A pinch hit double for Bobby Tolan. McCarver is a 3. The double went to right field. Kaline is a -1, makes him a 2. And then scoring a double to right, you lose 1, makes him a 1. McCarver would need a 1. And he obviously has to hold at third base. So second and third with 1 out, and now we need a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Willis. And let's see who they're going to go to here. Looks like it's going to be the backup catcher, Dave Ricketts, switch hitter. So Ricketts will pinch hit for Willis. And then Jaster will come in and pitch the top of the 8th. So second and third, 1 out. Infield for the Tigers is back. They lead by 2. They need outs. They don't want to give up a single that gives up 2 runs. They lead by 3, rather, so they're going to lay back. 1, nothing happening. So Dobson to Ricketts with the infield back. 6-2, range play. Infield is back. They get their full range. Here's Ricketts. 4-5. That's a ground ball to first. Norm Cash is a 4. It would have been a 2 had the infield been in, but he's a 4. It's a 2, so he would have got to it either way. But needless to say, he makes the play and take the bag himself. But McCarver will score, and Tolan will take third. It's now a 5-3 game, but now there are 2 outs. 5-3 game with 2 outs, and that is Dobson has faced 7 batters now. He is now tired. So the Tigers might be looking to go to the bullpen for a left-hander to face Lou Brock. Let's see. Wirt was the last one to bat. Don't really want to take away. He's got good defense. I don't want to take him out. We might not do a double switch. We might just need to bring a lefty in just to get out of the inning. So that's what the Tigers are going to do. They're going to bring in Hank Aguirre. His one job is to get Lou Brock out. He's in there for one purpose and one purpose only, Hank Aguirre. And that's to get Lou Brock. So Dobson went 1 2/3. He's going to give up 2 hits and a run, although the runner on third is his responsibility. No walks, no strikeouts. So Hank Aguirre facing Lou Brock, 5-3 ball game. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, runner at third. Aguirre facing Lou Brock. 3-6, strikeout chance. 17 is too much. We go to Brock. 2-1, and against a lefty, that's a ground ball to third to end the inning. So if it had been a righty, it would have been a base hit, but a ground ball to third. And that's it for Aguirre. He pitches 1/3 of an inning and does his job and gets the heck out of Dodge. Limits the Cardinals to 1 run. And at the end of 7, it is 5-3. Favor the Tigers. Aguirre is out of there. He will be pinch hit for. New pitcher for the Cardinals will be Larry Jaster, right-hander. Started 23 games, relieved in 11. So he definitely kind of did the back and forth. And due up, it'll be Trzaskowski, a pinch hitter, and then McAuliffe. So who's going to pinch hit on the bench? It looks like Jerry Lumpy will pinch hit. They don't have much left on the Tiger bench. They used everybody to get to this point. So they used their best guys earlier. So it'll be Trzaskowski and then Lumpy. Lumpy will pinch hit. And then McAuliffe. So let's see what they can do here. 5-3 ball game. Hello, Mr. RJL. Tigers lead at 5-3. Starting the top of the 8th. Larry Jaster on in relief, facing Trzeski. 5-5. Hit by pitch. 0 -5. Nothing happening there. 6-4. Ground ball to second, and that's one away. Now the pinch hitter, Lumpy, hitting for the pitcher, Aguirre. 2-3 is a walk chance. 13, too much. We go to Lumpy. 3-1, fly to right. 2 down. So Lumpy is done, and that brings up McCullough. He tripled and scored his last time up. 4-1, strikeout too high. Go to McCullough. 1-2, star 2 is a fly to center. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Larry Jaster. Keeps the score at 5-3. And now we need a new pitcher for the Tigers. And let's see who they want to turn to. They got several options out of their bullpen. Coming up, it'll be Javier, Flood, and Cepeda, all right-handed hitters. So they are going to right-hander Mike Marshall. So Mike Marshall it is. He'll be facing Javier, Flood, and Cepeda. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3. Cardinals lead 2-0. Yep, Chuck, you're right. More brilliant managing on my part. Bringing in strategically using the right pinch hitters and the right relievers for both teams, not just for one team. Using Tolan too was a big move. So Marshall, 4-6 is a strikeout chance. 14 too high. Go to Javier. 6-1, fly to left. 1 away, and here's Curt Flood. Whoops, Suadice. 5-3, hit by pitch again. 3 + 2 is a 5. That's a 3, so it's going to be hit by pitch. Hit by pitch. Actually, no, it was not a 3. It's an 8. My bad. That is an 8. That is an 8, not a 3. My bad. So let's see, 3, 2. So it's not going to be a hit by pitch. I stand corrected. Let's go to Flood. 5-1. He said he's going to double. That's even worse if you're a Tiger fan. Not a hit by pitch, but a double. 5-1 is a double to left field for Flood. And now the tying run is at the plate in Cepeda. Marshall to Cepeda. 6-6 ballpark card going to Busch Stadium for Cepeda. 6-5 grounds it right in front of the plate. 2-3 ground out. Now let's see, runner on second. If it's hit to the catcher, the runner advances. So the runner's going to go to third. But now there are 2 outs. And it's all up to Mike Shannon. And there's really nothing left on the Cardinal bench as far as pinch hitters. We've already used Tolan, Ricketts. And only got left is Gagliano and Spezio, and they both hit about 220. So you're kind of stuck with who you have if you're the Cardinals. Nothing on the strategy. Here is Marshall to Shannon. 6-1, strikeout plus, and he got him. So Mike Marshall gets the job done. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 9th. It is still 5-3 Tigers. That's it from Marshall. He goes 1 inning, gives up a hit, nothing else, no walks and a strikeout, and Fred Gladding will come in and try to save it for the Tigers in the 9th. It'll be Gladding coming on. But in the top of the 9th, we got Northrup, Kaline, and Horton facing Larry Jaster. Jaster went 1-2-3 in the 8th. He can face 5 batters, so they're going to try to get him through the inning. They do have, in case he gets tired or whatever, they do have Joe Horner loosening in the bullpen, the lefty. Really don't want to use him unless it's going to be important because he's their closer. So Jaster to Northrup, 4-3 is a blank. We go to Northrup's card. 2-3, and that's a single to left field for Jim Northrup. He is 2 for 4 now. Strategy rolls are off. And here's K-line. Jaster to K-line. 4-4, possible error. Go to K-line. That's a 3-6, which is a ground ball to third, but that's a 9. And unfortunately for the Cardinals, Shannon's a 17, so it'll be an E5. E5 puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And now Jaster is tired, but they want to keep him in there to face Horton, righty on righty. Then they got the lefty to come in and face Cash. 1-1 ballpark card going to Busch Stadium for Willie Horton. 6-4, it's a fly to left field, one away. Get from second to third. You lose 3, so he'd be a 1. And then the left fielder arm Brock is a 0. So a 1, he can take third base. He cannot. He's got to hold. All right, here comes Norm Cash. Do they stick with Jaster? He is tired. If he finds the parentheses rolls, he could be in trouble. I think the Cardinals are going to take their chance and bring in Joe Horner to try not to give up any more runs. So Joe Horner it is. He will be coming on to pitch. Jaster goes an inning and a third. Gives up a 1 hit. No walks, no strikeouts. The 2 on base are his responsibility. Mr. Jaster. So Horner coming on, trying to keep things where they are. First and second, 1 out. Looking for the double play. 2-2, and that's a blank to a lefty. Go to Cash. 4-5, 4-5 is a fly to right. That's 2 down. Now to go from second to third with a fly to right, you only lose 1. So that makes him a 3. But Maris in right field's a -1, drops him to a 2. 1-2, he makes it to third base. He does. So Northrop will take third. But now there are 2 outs for Bill Freehand. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Bill Freehand, your batter. 6-5, strikeout 5. Against the lefty, it's a 5, but the stadium takes 1 away, so he does not strike out. Go to Freehand. 2-1, fly to center to end the inning. So Horner gets out of the mess, going 2/3 of an inning and not giving up anything. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, last chance for the Cardinals. They'll have to do it against Fred Gladding, who is the de facto closer for the Tigers. Fred Gladding, 6-4, 1.99 ERA and 12 saves. And do it for the Cardinals, it'll be McCarver, Maris, and I guess the shortstop is pronounced Brousseau, and then a pinch hitter for Horner if it gets to that. And the best pinch hitter they have is Gagliano. Phil Gagliano would pinch hit. 221 hitter, but it's better than the 210 Spezio. So that's where we're looking. So McCarver will lead it off here in the bottom of the 9th against Fred Gladding. And as RJL would say, will there be any 9th inning magic? It is 5-3 Tigers trying to get this series back as close as they can to 2-1. Avoid that 3-0 split with Bob Gibson looking them in Game 4. You don't want to face Bob Gibson in a Game 4 down 3-0. So here's Gladding. 1-1 strikeout chance, and that's a 1. He got him. Struck him out. Here is Roger Maris. 2-5, that's a pitcher result. 1-4 is a single, but that's an 18, so it's a blank. Go to Maris. 5-6 is a star 3. It's a ground ball to second. Easy play for McAuliffe. 2 down, and now the shortstop Brousseau, who only hits at a 134 clip. Boy, you wonder if they could bring in somebody else, but I don't think they have. Well, Gagliano, actually. You know what? They're going to pinch hit Gagliano for Brousseau, and then have Spezio pinch hit if need be for the pitcher. So Brassode, or whatever his name is, he's a 134 hitter. He sucks. He's not going to be in there. So Gagliano is going to pinch hit. I'm not ending the game on a 134 hitter. I'm at least going to try with a 221 hitter. So Gagliano. Hello, Mr. Little. Hello, Tom. Made it for the bottom of the ninth, but now there are 2 outs. Tigers looking to put 1 in the win column for a change and make the series 2-1 versus 3-0. Gladding 4-1. Range play at the park. Go to Busch Stadium for a range play. That's a 3-5. It's a ground ball to short. It's a range play. So we're looking at Trzaskowski, who's a 3. I probably should have brought in Euler, but I didn't think about it. So it's a 3 or less to end the game. And it is. So Trzaskowski makes the play, and there's your ball game. Fred Gladding, 1-2-3, ninth inning to get the save. Did get a strikeout. The win goes to Pat Dobson. The loss will go to Nelson Briles. So our score is 5-3. Were there any errors in the game? I don't remember there being an error in the game. Double check it. I don't think there were. I don't think there were any errors in the game. Hits, let's see, 3, 4, 6, 7 hits for the Cardinals. Let me double check it. 1, 3, 4. Yep, 7 hits for the Cardinals. For the Tigers, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. 9 hits for the Cardinals. So I've got, for the Tigers, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. For the Cardinals, 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. And the winning pitcher, Pat Dobson. Losing pitcher, Nelson Briles. Fred Gladding gets the save. It's now a 2-1 series lead for the Cardinals. And Game 4 will be tomorrow night. And Game 4 will have a rematch of the Game 1 pitching matchup. Earl Wilson for the Tigers, who only lasted 2/3 of an inning, so he should be well rested, against Game 1 starter Bob Gibson. So Tigers not out of the woods yet. They got to get by Bob Gibson to keep from going down 3-1. Now, if they can beat Bob Gibson, they're right back in the thing. It'd be 2-2, and the Cardinals wouldn't have Gibson. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. We'll be back at Busch Stadium tomorrow night for that. Player of the game. Who do I give the player of the game to? Let's see. Horton looks like might be the player of the game. He doubled and scored the first run. He walked and scored a run in the 6th, and then he helped drive in a run in the 7th. So to me, it looks like I'll give it to Al Kaline as the player of the game. So that's the way we will call it. Tiger bullpen did go 5 innings, only giving up 1 run. 5 relievers combined to go 5 innings and give up 1 run, but you can't really give it to one person. That's the bullpen. So that's the way it goes. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Tigers win. Cut the lead to 2-1. Game 4 tomorrow night. And it will be, like I said, Bob Gibson against Earl Wilson. Tomorrow at noon will be the next game in the 1987 Stratomatic Super Advanced. And it will be Game 3 of the season of opening day game number 3. It'll be the Boston Red Sox at the Milwaukee Brewers. Uncle Ron Jucket's favorite pitcher, Bob Stanley, on the mound against Teddy Higuera. That'll be a premiere at noon. It's already been recorded. It'll be a premiere at noon. And then roughly about 9 o'clock tomorrow night, Eastern, we'll be back for Game 4 of the Tigers and the Cardinals on Inside Pitch. And maybe tomorrow night, Tabby will actually join us. She didn't want to join us tonight for whatever, because she's mad because I gave her medicine. So that's just the way it is. But hopefully she'll recover by then and be happy. So thank you all for tuning in, spending part of your Tuesday night with me. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, how you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.